Welcome. My name is Daryl Keyser. I am the CEO and founder of Candybox Marketing. And today we've got a bit of a different topic than we typically speak about. I know we're a marketing agency, and that's our lane. All right. We are a marketing company. We are helping people find new customers online, get noticed, look good, branding strategies, all that fun stuff. But today we're going to go a little bit further into the second part of marketing, sales. And many of the customers that we deal with have like sales team or a sales leader. They've got a sales process. They've got sales software. And so as marketers, we're learning more and more about how our customers are using sales tools to enhance their sales and to get more conversions. In the world of marketing, when we say we got a conversion, that really just means we got an opportunity. A salesperson gets an opportunity, and when they get a conversion, they get a customer. Now, part of our core values is what you can see right here, digital marketing that actually works. And marketing that actually works is creating new opportunities, and those opportunities creating sales, and those sales creating revenue growing your business. And as you grow, we grow, and that is a match made in heaven. However, sales is becoming more and more of a challenge these days. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to compile a whole bunch of different sales tactics, sales tools in and around AI and automation, and help you become a better company at selling. Now, at Candybox Marketing, we also get to see behind the scenes on who's doing something like really, really cool. And what we're promising you at the end here is that I want to show you tactics that have like driven like significant growth, significant results. And hopefully that at the end of this time, you're going to know more about how AI can help enable your sales team. Our recent award from Canada's top growing companies from Globe and Mail, we've actually received the top growing companies award 7 years in a row. There are a lot of people that talk about marketing and sales out there and growth and demand gen and everything. You go on Instagram or TikTok and you can see a whole list of ideas and tactics and softwares and stuff. But the most important thing is, are they actually working? Now at Candybox, we're a fast growing company. We practice what we preach on marketing and sales. And I can tell you from our business, we grow about 30 to 40% every year. Now, if I can just, what would I say? What would I encourage you? Whenever you're listening about sales and marketing tactics, take a look at the person that's giving you that advice and ask yourself, are they growing as a business? Are they actually implementing what they're saying? And does that drive substantial growth? Because there's a lot of advice out there. There's a lot of tools out there, but we only want to focus on stuff that can actually grow your business. All right. If you're working with a digital agency and they're not growing themselves, you may want to second guess that. Here's a quick picture here. Marketing is the process of getting a date. All right. It's a process of setting you up so you can meet somebody and you can tell them all about yourself. But sales is about getting commitment, going beyond the date into date 2 and date 3 and meeting each other's families and learning about each other, and selling is actually in the process of creating a future with that person. All of our webinars focus around that first one, and we just want to give this second one to help you in with that second process. Because if you're going on lots and lots of dates, you're not, meeting that special someone, maybe your tactics or your strategies aren't where they should be. So we're going to go through a couple things today. This is our agenda. So first off, we're going to talk about why AI in sales is critical to get together. We're going to speak about AI in prospecting. Then we're going to go for the bulk of this presentation. I'm going to speak about AI selling, AI and nurturing your leads. And then finally, we're going to talk about how does this stuff come together under one roof. If you're working in a company and there's like a sales team and a marketing department, by the way, I'm never really sure why this always is like, why is there a sales team, marketing department? It's like, we're a team, aren't we? It's okay. So when you have these two things, you may hear from sales, we're not getting enough qualified leads. Then you hear from marketing, we're giving you qualified leads. What are you doing with them? What's your closing ratio? And these things are always at odds with one another. And what we're seeing right now in the marketplace is with AI that these things are coming together, and we need better intelligence, better data, and better tools to help the entire process. So we're going to be speaking about that today, going through from front to end. And at the end, I'm going to show you a strategy that we used here as an agency to try to generate a lot of new accounts that actually worked. All right. So first off, I want to share this really depressing stat with you by semrush.com. 69% of B2B professionals report that sales is becoming more difficult. Great. What a buzzkill for a webinar. Hey, PS guys, your job is becoming more difficult. There was no reason behind this. It just said it's becoming more difficult. That's challenging. It's like when you think of like the landscape of trying to do selling and doors closing and people going virtual and stuff like that, it is getting harder and harder to reach that end person. And then it's becoming harder and harder to nurture and keep those relationships and the retention alive in the industry. Part of what we think is that it's just become harder because there's so much noise, there's so much stuff out there, and even the growth of AI has started to turn up the volume. We're now getting bombarded with AI LinkedIn messages and emails and targeted ads and stuff like that, and we're getting approached way more than we used to. Now, the good stat that I want to share with you by McKinsey is that they say they actually have a report it's called How B2B Winners Grow. They've got 5 things that they say that determine growth of a sales team. But the top 2 I want to elaborate on today. Number 1 is that top B2B growth sales teams have advanced sales tools, right? So somehow their sales tools are more advanced than the competition or the market. And number 2 is highly personalized marketing. Companies that are investing time and money into highly personalized marketing, not just marketing to like the masses, but getting more into industries and even account-based marketing, are being more successful than companies that don't. We're going to be covering off these things today and hopefully improve your sales in the next year. Now, when I talk about AI, I personally believe that AI has a really big branding problem, huge branding problem. And the reason why, it's actually in the name. If you know AI stands for artificial intelligence, and if you take the look at the word artificial, here are some synonyms to artificial: insincere, false, unnatural, stilted, pretend, put on, exaggerated, overdone. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to say, let's integrate a false intelligence marketing program, a false intelligence sales strategy. That doesn't actually make a lot of sense. Now, I understand why artificial intelligence is called artificial intelligence, but I know a lot of us are a little apprehensive about integrating AI with their tactics, because the last thing we want to do is come across false, insincere, and exaggerated, especially as a salesperson. There are things in AI that are not ready to go to market, where I don't want AI sending out an email to a top prospect and saying the dumbest thing ever with my email signature. There are things that I'm not allowing it to do today, and there are things that we need to think about as marketers and salespeople to say, AI can help us in these areas, but these areas still need to be like, they still need a person behind it. We like to use the word augmented intelligence for AI. Augmented means to make something greater by adding to it, to increase. And we need to have augmented intelligence to help our sales teams sell more, close more, and spend less time on things that just don't work. Now, if we take a look at where AI came from and where it is going, AI has actually been around here for a very long time. We go back to 2013. Yes, that is now 12 years ago. All right. And when you started typing something into Google, it would start to predict what you were typing. So all these keywords below, we're taking a look at you, your search habits, your search history, your profile, where in the country are you searching, on what device are you searching, and everything that you've done online. And it is trying to predict what is the next word you're going to say. That's AI. AI has been around for a very long time. The only big difference is that AI in this context was only available to the firm that built it. And now AI is available to all of us, and AI is available in a lot of the platforms that we're using on a regular basis. Here's a very technical graph about how AI can help you as a salesperson. Here's you. All right. Are you following? Here's AI. You get where I'm going? There you go. That's AI and you. AI should augment, should make you better, should make you be able to close more in less time, because it is helping you achieve the goal. Now, if this image is a little bit dated, a little bit pixelated, you don't fully understand the reference, it's okay. Let's forward ahead about 25 years. Here's another scientific representation of AI. Here's you. Okay. See where I'm going with this? There's AI. It's the suit. It augments your ability. And there you go. There's you and AI together. This is what we're trying to build. We are not trying to replace salespeople with automated scripts, terrible email campaigns, and social media posts that are just confusing with people with 9 fingers. We are trying to help salespeople become better salespeople by using the power of the tools. AI autopilot isn't ready. All right. AI cruise control is ready, meaning if you sit in the chair and you're using these tools, you should become more effective. Now let's get into it. I wanted to show you an example of an AI autopilot gone wrong. I got this message the other day. Don't worry, I crossed off the person's name and profile picture and all that stuff for their privacy, but I get about one of these pictures every single day. Now, you know who I am. You know, I lead a digital marketing agency, demand gen and advertising and all that stuff, and I get a message from a competitor. But this message said, with this array of fundraising programs Oakville Chamber of Commerce runs, it can be difficult to blah, blah, blah. Now, recently I became a director on the board of the Oakville Chamber of Commerce. That is correct. Now, that's not really my primary role. And also the CEO of a marketing agency. But their AI picked up this thing, sent me this message, authored from a person, and completely discredited their outreach because they were clearly missing the mark. It wasn't the right person. It wasn't the right message. I wasn't the right target. When we're creating AI plans, we want to really think as we're prospecting, nurturing, and selling to only open up AI in areas that it will be successful. So today, I'm not going to be going through every tool that's out there that can just like spray and pray your information, because as a digital marketer, I'm very concerned with the way that some brands are using it and completely ruining those first conversations, those first impressions, and those client meetings. What we're going to talk about today is the things that I see working in the market today that are ready for your sales team tomorrow. Getting into prospecting. All right, so prospecting, although we're going to speak a lot about different tools, this first prospecting tool is something that if you haven't used yet, I would highly recommend it. And the tool is Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is a language model, and think of it in between, let's say, ChatGPT and Google search. So it's kind of like giving you answers, but giving you the sources along with it. Now, that said, in the last few weeks, ChatGPT has updated their algorithm and now they're including more sources. But Perplexity is a great example because they did it first and they do a really great job at sourcing the information. So when you ask it something, so for example, I don't want to, by the way, show you real customer data and all that stuff and evade people's privacy. So I'm just going to be using a bunch of examples that I have in my own dashboards. But if you were to search something on Perplexity, like I'm a salesperson looking to sell CRM software to Candybox Marketing. Tell me everything I should know before contacting them. Include their company information, decision makers, offering, competitive advantage, awards, news, size, and anything else I should know. Perplexity outlines, the response, but as you can see right in here, you see these figures. So Candybox Marketing Premier Agency, based in Oakville and Halifax, Canada. And then it has 2 sources, 1 and 6. So now it is actually sourcing where did it get this information from. Now, when we're a salesperson, when we type something into ChatGPT and we're asking it questions, a lot of the information can just kind of come from the ether and is not necessarily correct. This allows us to go one step further and read the sources from videos, trade publications, news articles, financial statements, all those different things, and actually get into the details. Then it also goes on to say, here's where Candybox's competitive advantages, sourcing different things, giving it different awards and news from different websites so I can actually read those articles. And even it gives us additional information from a sales approach. Now, in this, like I read through this, all this is correct except for this first one here. They say they already use a CRM system called Candybox CRM, which they may have developed in-house. And I thought, we did not do this. And I checked the source, and sure enough, it got the wrong company in the wrong area. So as we're going through and we're prospecting, we need to understand, are we getting good data from AI to be able to use in our sales presentations? Here's another way we can use Perplexity. Candybox is looking to approach 10 HVAC companies in the GTA. Give me a list of companies with at least 30 employees. Once again, it goes out online, collects a bunch of live data, comes back, gives me a list, right? It only gave me 8. I asked for 10. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. Gave me 8. And it sourced each one of these, and I was able to click through into their website. So if you're looking for your ideal client profile, your ICP, if you're trying to figure out who are the customers that we need to contact, sometimes Google search is presenting you the companies that have their best search engine optimization plan. And there may be some below the surface that you want to kind of scrape up from a tool like Perplexity. LinkedIn has also integrated, because it's owned by Microsoft, LinkedIn has integrated AI tools right into their system as well. So you're able to go into LinkedIn, into Sales Navigator specifically, and you can actually look in here for leads. And it uses AI to try to figure out who are you looking for, who's your ICP, and then it goes through your entire audience and tries to figure out, did somebody just change jobs? Did somebody update their title? Is somebody that you haven't messaged in a while? And it actually comes across a whole bunch of different people, and it gives you the ability to kind of save people to lists or start to contact people directly from there. So if you already have Sales Navigator, I think it's like $99 per month or something like that, you could start using these tools today to start your cold outreach with some qualified leads. With this, we also can use AI in the prospecting period to enrich our data. Okay, there's a lot of different sources out there that can actually help us improve our data over time, and then gives us the correct information for us to use when approaching. So, for example, if you got my email address, daryl@candyboxmarketing.com, you put it into your CRM. There's different tools out there like ZoomInfo, like HubSpot, that can actually use AI to kind of scrape the data from the web, bring it into the CRM, and give me more context when we're taking a look at that one prospect. Now, I'm going to do a quick aside here. Although we are CRM agnostic, like we don't specifically only go with one CRM, we are a HubSpot partner. So if you're seeing their logo a few times in this presentation, it's only because we love HubSpot, we're a HubSpot partner, and we're a HubSpot user. We send out our emails on HubSpot and manage our CRM and sales pipeline. So that some of the best examples that I could find were the ones in my own dashboard. So if you see this, know that this could technically be considered an ad, but hey, you signed up for a marketing webinar. What else did you expect, right? Anyways, let's keep moving here. So HubSpot, if we take a look at their tool, they integrated something called Breeze Intelligence. And so what it does is it is a robust data set that enhances all of your deals with rich information and media that you need to know as you're approaching a deal. ZoomInfo has a similar thing, but they're very data focused. But think about where your data lives today and how can AI improve that data set. All right, getting on from prospecting. Selling and nurturing. I know, guys, we're going quickly through this stuff. Now, this is going to be the biggest segment of this presentation. When we are selling, when we are nurturing people, when we are trying to close deals, how can AI help us? Well, first, I want to introduce you to a tool, and there's many tools. Like sometimes I'm showing examples. This tool is called Fireflies. Fireflies, if you haven't noticed, it can join meetings with you. It can join your Zoom meetings, your Microsoft Teams meeting, your Google Meet meetings. There's also different tools, AI tools in those platforms as well. But I like to use Fireflies. They were one of the first in the market, and we've used it to help improve our selling process. So the first thing is in this, you can see a couple things here are crossed out or redacted, but in our meetings, it actually tells us what happened during the meeting. It records it, it transcribes it, it describes it back to us, and we can even ask it questions afterwards. So in this example of Fireflies, we're speaking to a prospect, it gives me an overview. And even if in, let's say, 3 months' time, if I'm going back to that contact and wanted to speak to them, I can quickly use AI to figure out what did we talk about, what were their requirements, and what were their needs. We know that some of the best sales presentations, if you do any learning about sales presentations, involves something called active listening. When you are actively engaged in the conversation, responding to what they're saying, but also recording what is being said. And after an entire hour, let me tell you, I can't return everything. Maybe I'm going to return 80% of the information that they gave me, including dates, dependencies, who's who, position, and titles. But AI can help gather all that information in the background so that we can stay present in the foreground. All right, so it's an incredible tool. Now, we want to get onto the next level with that tool. It can also analyze meetings and say, all right, here are the things that were discussed. Here are the filters that you could apply. Here are the good things. Here are the objections. It can actually record what are the action items, what are the next steps. And also, it can even help you with sales coaching. You can find out if you use filler words, if you're speaking too fast. So right down here, we can see that Kevin was speaking at 165 words per minute. I was speaking at 191. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit to meet Kevin. And we both spoke about 50% of the time. So over time, these things can gather stats on both you and your sales team to help you level up your game and be better at your sales presentations. Moving on here, this gets us into Firefly sales training. So just as an example here, what we did was we took some deals where we won. And we downloaded the transcripts and the audio, and we went into ChatGPT and put in this prompt. This is a sales meeting. Take a look at the sales meeting and both the audio and the transcript, and let me know about the best practices and how you would improve it. So now we're taking a real live example, giving it into AI, having it analyze it, and coming back with a response. So in here, it says, all right, areas for improvement. Obviously, it gave me some niceties as we went through it, but I really want to focus on where can we improve. And it said we need to refine our discovery questions, clarify deliverables, and have a more structured case analysis. Really great feedback for us. Now, after that, we decided now that this is good feedback, but this is also only giving us generic sales feedback. So AI is, once again, it's kind of like the sum total average of all information that's out there. And sometimes we want to put a little bit of a twist on it. And so our sales team, had recently completed a book series with these two books. One is called The Challenger Sale and one is called The Jolt Effect. Really great books, highly recommend them. And as an agency, we try not to sell anybody anything. Like we try to find the right solution. And we don't want to be those pushy salespeople. We just want to find digital marketing that actually works. So we went back to ChatGPT and we said, evaluate these sales transcripts, providing constructive advice using the sales methodologies from these two books. And we just named them. It came back and it gave us, okay, here's where you're good at, and here are areas from improvement. So this one said the Challenger approach encourages pushing clients to think differently. In this meeting, the client's main challenge was clear: attracting international students under challenging visa conditions. However, you could go forward further by sharing more strategies that succeed despite the limited tracking or budget. So, sorry, I messed up my thing here. By sharing more counterintuitive insights or unconventional strategies. This was incredible feedback for us. As a team, we could take a look at this and say, based on everything that we just learned, based on live sales meetings, how do we move forward and improve what we're doing to make sure that we are providing value to our customers? If you're ever involved in sales training, sales coaching, any of these things, AI can actually help you go through all the details, listen to every single word that was said, and come back to you with measurable results. AI can also help you sell things. A lot of times when sales teams are selling things, the people that are buying things may know more than you. I was recently presenting at a conference called RV Care. It was a great conference where RV dealerships from across Canada were getting together and learning more about how to improve the customer process. So during this process, we realized that a lot of people that are looking for RVs, of which I know nothing about, it's really hard to understand how to sell something to somebody when they've got a lot of options. And so AI can also be used to process lots of data, do a comparison, and coming back with a recommendation. So in this scenario, it says go to the website address and compare these two products. So for this one, what I did was I took two things that I knew nothing about, okay? The Apex Ultralight RV and the Northern Spirit XTR by Coachman. We know nothing about these things. And yet when somebody walks onto an RV lot, they're trying to compare, and they want the salesperson to help them through that comparison. Now, how do you compare two RVs? They are so vastly different in capabilities, in features, in functionalities. Like, you're not buying a car, you're not buying a house, you're not buying vacation, you're buying all of these things in one unit. And there can be easily something that is overlooked. So we just as an example, I wrote a quick ChatGPT prompt and I said, compare these two travel trailers. And I literally listed both of the websites. Then I said, the customer has a family of 4 and is looking to take this cross-country adventure throughout Canada. Afterwards, ChatGPT responded, and they first responded with information about the Apex Ultralight, right? It gave me all the details and specifications, and they scraped all the information from the website and the manuals, and they consolidated it into one bite-sized chunk. Then it gave me all the information about the Northern Spirit XTR by Coachman. Then finally, it said, all right, basically, if you're looking for a cross-Canada family adventure, it would break down the Apex Ultralight has more space, but the Northern Spirit XTR is better to tow. And if you're looking for an external kitchen, you got to go with the Apex Ultralight. So it's now summarizing a lot of data into one bite-sized chunk. And in the conclusion, it said if you're a family of four planning to go across Canada, the Apex Ultralight offers more space and sleeping arrangements. But if you don't really love towing big things, the Northern Spirit XTR is a better thing. Now, as a salesperson, now you can kind of use this data to get back to your customer. Now, here's where it continues to be fun. Now you can go back to ChatGPT and just say, all right, that's great. Thank you so much for this information. Take this information and write an email to Daryl explaining our recommendations based on this analysis and his family's upcoming trip. And here we go. Hi, Daryl. I hope this email finds you well. After diving into your family's upcoming cross-country adventure and reviewing the 2 travel trailer options, we've tailored recommendations that align with your needs, comfort, convenience, and memorable journey. All right. And then it goes on in the email to discuss both of them and to provide a recommendation. What could have taken literally, hours for a salesperson to go through manuals, to think about this, to write up descriptions, to write a comparison, to evaluate all this information, and to write this email, it could have taken you 3 hours, maybe 4, and it wouldn't be this good. But we can see within a couple prompts and a couple well-positioned clarifying questions and instructions, AI can help us go through the purchase journey and come to a conclusion and help our customers do the same. Now, if you were taking a look at this and saying, Daryl, this is great, but I do not sound like this, all right? That is the most common thing we get from customers and saying, we really like the output, but it just doesn't sound like us. You can ask it to do anything. You can ask it to answer like Ryan Reynolds. And I've said this on our Instagram page. I've said this on YouTube. We love Ryan Reynolds. He's Canadian. He's sarcastic. He's funny, but he's not too offensive. Right? He's a perfect brand voice that we try to channel with ChatGPT to come across awesome in our marketing. But just for fun, you could also come across like Barack Obama. So I'm going to rewrite this email in the voice of Barack Obama. And why? Because he's a great orator. He's really great at speaking. And so let's just go for it. Hi, Daryl. I hope this note finds you well. First of all, let me say, it's inspiring to hear about the journey you and your family are planning across Canada. Adventures like these create memories that can last a lifetime, and having the right setup will make all the difference. Now, after you kind of get the message, right? Whatever you want to do with the output of AI, it's up to you. If it sounds generic, it's because it doesn't have a prompt that is aligning with your brand. So find your brand voice with AI. Next thing. Now this one, I'm honestly going to be taking a big risk on this webinar. All right. So if this fails, just know that I tried. What I'd like to do is I want to demo the ChatGPT feature of just talking to it. Now in ChatGPT, I know it's kind of hard to see from that far away, but in ChatGPT, the app on your phone, there's 2 little icons next to the speech box. So there is a little microphone icon. That's not what we're talking about. That is just a dictation tool. So you could just type into it. But the one off to the right there, this is a live audio stream using ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mock up a sales training session using ChatGPT, and I really hope this doesn't crash and burn. So let's give it a go. Are you ready? Let's do this. So I'm going to click this white button here. It's going to load up. All right. Hey, ChatGPT. So I'm doing a live webinar right now. And what I'd like to do is I want to do a mock sales call. I want you to be Daryl Keyser. CEO of Candybox Marketing. You can look them up. It's www.candyboxmarketing.com. You are going to be the digital marketing agency. And then I am going to call in. My name is going to be Michael, and I own an HVAC company. And I'm very skeptical about digital marketing companies. And so I want you to do a little bit of objection handling, but I want you to try to book me in for a meeting for discovery. Does that work?
Absolutely, Michael. I'm Daryl Keyser from Candybox Marketing. Let's jump into the call and I'll handle those objections and try to get that discovery meeting scheduled. Ready when you are.
Hey there. My name is Michael. I run a local HVAC company. And, right now I'm only getting about one lead a week. And we're looking to increase that to grow our business. Can you guys help with that?
Hi, Michael. Thanks for reaching out. We specialize in helping businesses like yours boost their lead generation. I'd love to learn more about your goals and how we can assist. Would you be open to a quick discovery meeting to discuss this in detail?
No. I've met with a lot of marketing agencies. I don't really trust them. A lot of them say one thing and they end up just outsourcing a bunch of stuff. We've been down this road so many times. I just need to understand, like, what does your agency do to actually produce results for businesses like mine? How do you guys differ?
I completely understand your concerns, Michael. At Candybox Marketing, we focus on tailored strategies that align with your business goals, and we keep everything in-house to maintain quality.
So you don't outsource anything?
That's correct, Michael. We handle everything in-house to ensure high quality and consistency. Would you be open to a brief meeting to discuss how we can help you grow your leads?
Not bad, right? Not bad. So you could use this for sales training. You can use ChatGPT to actually answer like objections and all that stuff and train your team on it. And in a live format, you can get feedback from AI about your sales calls, what's happening, and how you can improve and do it better. Also, and I'm not going to demo this because this will take some time. If you're even going to a customer's location, one of my favorite tricks is I will, turn on ChatGPT in the car, hands-free. Okay, don't touch it while you're driving. We know this. You just turn it on, and I will start talking to it about the company that I'm going to go visit to, and I'm asking it questions about their strategy, their products, what they have on the website. Are they hiring? Have they won awards? Tell me about their leadership team. Tell me about how they make decisions. And you can just start asking it questions. And as you're driving along, it is just giving you all these answers and prepping you for that meeting. Pretty cool. Let's keep going. On the path of audio, I wanted to show you a really cool tool called Notebook LM. So a lot of times as salespeople, we need to spend time learning. Our value as a salesperson is that we know more about the product and the service than the people that we're speaking to. And there's new announcements and changes and product updates and features and manuals that can come out like over time. And Notebook LM, now this is a tool that is built by Google. It is built off of the language model Gemini 1.5. And it is both completely private, meaning they don't learn off of your data. And it is a free tool that you can use to learn something. Here's an example. So you can go to Notebook LM, and in here you can actually go right into sign into the software, and you can upload different sources. So sources could be a website address. It could be a PDF of a manual that you're learning. It could be your product catalog, blogs that have been written, industry reports, anything that you have. You could put in YouTube videos, Google Slides, or even just copy text. And what you're doing is you can upload about 50 sources into like a notebook. And then after you've done that, and just for an example here, I'm going to go back to that RV example of something that you and I don't really know anything about. We can start loading things like here's one product page, here's another product page, here are PDFs, here's a YouTube video that does a walkthrough of one of these things. And after all that, we have a notebook that provides a summary on the left-hand side. And it gives me the ability to create things like FAQs, study guides, table of contents, timelines, briefing documents. It basically takes all the information I just gave it, consolidates it, and even down below, if you can see right down the bottom, I can start asking the notebook questions, and it is going to provide me an answer and source only the materials that I gave it. So think of this as like ChatGPT searches, but consolidated to only the information that you, your company, or things that you've researched can take a look at. Now, one of the coolest features about this, and you may not use this right out of the gate, but it's pretty fun, is as you can see that blue generate button, this is a deep dive conversation about the content that I uploaded. So it takes all the content, it writes a 15-minute podcast about this, and then creates an audio version using 2 AI bots that are discussing the content. So let's listen in here at this live podcast about 2 people speaking about these RVs.
All right, let's dive into Northern Spirit travel trailers. And we're really focusing on the Bijou and XTR models today. We've got this awesome YouTube walkthrough of an XTR, and we've got some stuff from the Coatsman RV website. And get ready to be surprised by how much they fit into a smaller, easily towable size. We're talking luxury and functionality, even if you aren't rocking a huge
11 minutes long. Imagine if you're driving to the customer's location, they want to know about these 2 travel trailers, and you now have a podcast discussing all the features and functionalities of these trailers. Imagine what you could do to save some time. Last thing, sales and marketing. Putting these things together like peanut butter and jelly. Sales and marketing need to get along. They absolutely need to get along, but historically, they haven't. They've been separated. Sometimes they're at war with one another. Marketing thinks it's doing its job and providing lots of opportunities. Sales thinks it's doing its job, but it's not getting enough opportunities. And they're both kind of going back and forth. But when you put peanut butter and jelly together, an odd combination, magic happens. What I want to do is illustrate this by taking a look at a customer's journey and then working backwards. So you have your customer, okay? Your prospect, your ideal client profile, the person that may be buying something from you, a product or service in the not too distant future. And they went online and they, found out about your product and service, and maybe they clicked on a social media link and they watched a video and they thought this is awesome. So they clicked and they went through to your website. Your website is gathering analytics, and they took a look through your offering, and they weren't ready to commit yet. So they decided, to kind of leave their email behind and download a resource or become like a lead for your sales team and just kind of leave it there. Now that person over time is nurtured by your sales team. You're communicating with them, you're sending them email campaigns, and then at the end, they become a customer. And once they become a customer, you get very excited and they go into, hopefully you have your CRM, your customer relationship manager. Now, each stage of this process, AI can impact. Number 1, it can find your prospect for you. Number 2, AI can help you with social media and your social media stats. Number 3, AI can help your website in determining what offers are working and what channels are actually converting. And we do more of that. Then number 4, you've got your emails, and with your own email system, you can program AI to kind of schedule out a journey and try to figure that out and figure out what works. And then when somebody becomes a lead and a prospect or almost a customer, you can use AI to help sell them. And then you can use AI within your CRM to figure out what are your best opportunities. All those things that I just described to you may be things that you're doing today. However, those are all independent. My proposition for you today, my encouragement is that when you're thinking about your prospects should be in your CRM. Your social media and the stats that come from it should feed into your CRM. Your website can obviously feed into your CRM to show you what your prospects are doing and how many times that person that visited your site is coming back and getting more information. Your email campaigns should definitely feed into your CRM to tell people what they're doing. And then your customers should be in your CRM. All roads should lead to Rome in this area. Now, the problem is that without an integrated CRM, fully leveraging AI becomes impossible. Why? Because your data sits in different spots. Your email campaign is using AI to try to figure out who your customer is. Perplexity is using AI to try to figure out who your customer is. Your CRM is trying to figure out how to resell to a new customer, which are all really great independently. But without bringing these things together under one roof, it's almost impossible to really leverage these tools to figure out how to grow your sales. So as an example, we mentioned before we're HubSpot partners. So I've got a couple screenshots of what HubSpot can do. And this is just an example. A lot of the tools have very similar capabilities. So this is not just about HubSpot's AI. There's a lot of other tools, including MailChimp and Pipedrive and Salesforce, that all have AI as well too. But for example, in HubSpot, you can actually build something called your engagement score. And you can generate a report just saying who are people that have become customers in the last month. And we want to kind of find out who are our top customers and give us that list because we may want to do something with it. We can also have a contact engagement score to figure out who is engaging with our company but isn't yet a customer. And we can actually build a scoring system where we see our top prospect all the way down to our bottom prospect and try to figure out, can we spend time on the people that are the most interested in us? We can also ask it questions. So in HubSpot, I can go into HubSpot and say, tell me my top 5 open deals. What are the top 5? And it analyzes all the prospects, all the deals that we have on a regular basis and say, hey, Daryl, these are the top ones where you'd send them a proposal where they are the most engaged with you. You're having the most amount of meetings, most phone calls. They're on your website. They're doing these things. And so we can figure out what should be the most important thing that I focus on today. When you're leading like a productive sales venture, you need to figure out where is the best place to put your time to become more effective. Over time, you can take a look at individual customers and take a look at their individual scores and say, wow, this person is a 90. They have a high interest in working with us. Let's spend time with that person, as opposed to the one tire kicker that comes in here once, kicks the tires, leaves, and just continuously gets email campaign follow-ups when they don't really want to buy anything from you. In a world full of increased competition, creativity in this area wins. Okay, there is more and more outreach that is going to be happening in this next couple of years. If we were to predict something, AI is going to help high-performing sales team, and it's also going to increase the overall the digital noise that our customers are dealing with. We're going to see more AI social media posts, more AI updates. We're going to see those long, novel AI-built LinkedIn posts. And trust me, this is a short-lived thing because over time, people are going to stop reading it. The engagement is going to fall off and people are going to want authentic, creative ideas. So I know I promised at the beginning, I was going to show you one of Candybox's strategies. This is one of our own strategies. We're just sharing with people on the webinar here. And what we want to do is show you how we use both AI and a creative campaign to win in digital marketing. You guys ready? Of course you are. You're on a webinar and I can't hear you. So I'm just going to say that you're ready. Let's go for it. So here is a case study. What we did was last year, 2024, we won that award of Canada's fastest growing companies. Now, when that happened, they released a list online, publicly accessible. And so we went to AI, we gave it this list that we have online, and we asked it a question. We said, out of all of these companies, examine this list of top growing companies, which are really our ideal client profile based on our ICP attached. So we had requirements. So what are the types of companies that Candybox Marketing is really good at working with? Please provide us with a list of 60 company names that we should contact. Export this into an Excel list, including their name, their industry, and their position on the list. So with this one query, it took a look at this 420 companies, it shortened it down to 60 and gave us a database. Then we did something kind of strange, and I want to show it to you. My name is Daryl Kieser. I'm the CEO and founder of Candybox Marketing. Over the last 7 years, we've been on the list of the fastest growing companies in Canada, and we are proud that many of our customers are also on that list. We went after 60 CEOs that are all leading fast growing companies, and we are hoping for about a 5% response rate or 3 companies to contact us. So what we decided to do was take a different approach and use video with their name and their company logo right at the beginning so that they know that this thing was tailored specifically for them. Hey team at Amar Group, congratulations for hitting number 250 on Global Mail's top growing company list in Canada. We also heard that you have 300 acres of storage. Is that enough storage to contain your growth? Hey team at EB Box Co, your name is EB Box, we're Candybox. We're meant to be together. Hey, congratulations, the team at the Food Dudes. Going from Adrian's condo kitchen to what you guys are doing now is incredible. Hey team at Mad Elevator Inc. Congratulations for hitting 392 on Global Mail's top growing company list in Canada. Seems like business is going up for you guys. At CandyBox, we totally understand what it takes to grow fast. We've been on the list of the top growing companies for 7 years, and we've helped a ton of businesses get on that list as well. It takes bold ideas and digital marketing that actually works. You're growing fast, we're growing fast. It's like we're meant for one another. We've been helping companies like yours not just hit the mark, but shatter it. Through award-winning campaigns, websites that drive sales, search engines, social media, you name it. Growth isn't just something we talk about as an agency. It's what we do. And this video is your invitation to help you grow your business into its next stage. So for the creative on this campaign, we understand that they had just won a big award. So we had a full set of balloons and flowers and streamers and all these things to basically join them in celebrating their victory. However, we knew that they were going to ignore it. We had planned at the beginning that we were going to have a second video going out weeks later, basically reminding them that we are still here. So the results are this. At first, we are only contacted back by one company. However, after we sent the second video, which we've called the crying video. So it's been a couple weeks. We haven't heard from you. Maybe you're busy. You know, maybe with all that growth, you're so important that you're not really checking your messages. Maybe you're on a month-long vacation after celebrating your win. Maybe you're happy with your current partner. We get it. We understand. But we'll still be here, waiting for you, cheering you on. Everyone here at CandyBox wants to help you grow. And when you remember that, just give us a call. We're still here. That's where the campaign went into high gear. We got contacted by 11 two ones, right? We got contacted by 11 companies. They loved the video. They thought it was hilarious. They loved the creative plan. They loved the execution. And they came to us and said, tell us what we don't know. All right, there we go. So, in all this, when we're talking about AI, when we're talking about the efficiency gains, there's going to be a lot that's going to be happening over the next couple of years where people are going to be bombarded with messages, DMs, emails, all the things. We have to remember that creativity wins. Creativity is the thing that sets you apart. And AI, in as much as it can do in the automation and help in creation of different things, AI is always trying to find the predictable outcome of what you're trying to do. And advertising and marketing, sometimes sales, is only noticed when it's unpredictable, when it's doing something different. So we need to think about that. You don't want to always give the most structured campaigns and creative and responses, but we want to add some flair to it, some good ideas that can help grow your business. We believe in an agency and digital marketing that actually works. We know that people are out there that sell marketing that's just the same as everybody else's. And when you're the same as everybody else's, you're sitting there as a salesperson. You're not getting the leads because you're saying the same thing. You may not even have the same size company. You're playing with companies that are 10 times your size, saying, oh, by the way, we do it too, and you're not getting results. If you're in that seat today where you're like, hey, we are optimized, we want to sell, we want to help grow the business and stuff, but you are not getting enough qualified leads, my encouragement is to talk to our team. Marketing is about being strategic and strategically launching tactics that actually work for your business. So if you're looking, I'm going to be opening up to Q&A in a second here, and we answer any question about all the materials that was just presented. But if you're sitting there saying, you know what, I don't even have the qualified leads to go after. I don't have those next people to have those meetings with to analyze and do other stuff. Or maybe it's the point where you're saying, I just don't have enough and we want to grow our business. Our team would love to talk to you. So feel free to click on the link in the chat or scan this QR code and book a time with one of our team members to help you grow your business. At the end here, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate your time. Feel free to click the link in the chat here or go to bit.ly/candybox-intro. If you don't have enough qualified sales leads to actually close, we'd love to help. Have a great day.